What's up guys, Eric here from Academia Mendix Brasil, and we're going to continue with our application, the approval app. We're going to do new things here. We're going to create a customer page with a new data container, which is Datagrid 2, and we will also learn about Nanoflows. We're not going to deep dive into Nanoflows, but we at least are going to tackle Nanoflows and explain to you what Nanoflows can do. But please don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed, and also thumbs up for this video so we can help this video reach more and more people, just like this video reach it to you. Well, let's stop talking and let's get into it. Great, we have here our application. Our domain module here is already open. However, we are going to take this story right here. As an administrator, I want to create and edit new customers. Let me just change this to in progress and let's start working with this story. So first thing I'm gonna do is to create a new entity. Let's click here, entity, double click, and let's put a name here, customer. Let's put here two attributes, name, and another one, mail. Let's click OK. Let's click OK. Perfect. Our entity is created. We are also going to have the image, the picture of the customer. So we are going to do just like we did for the product. So let's click here, new entity, double click. Let's put here the name customer picture. Let's select the generalization entity, which is going to be image from system. Great. Click OK, and let's connect both entities. Double click in the association because we have to change to one-to-one. So one picture belongs to one customer and vice versa. And we forgot to, once we delete a customer, we are also going to delete the picture. So the picture is not going to be lost in the limbo of the application. Now let's apply access rules for both of those entities. So the administrator is going to create, to delete, and also read and write everything. And our user is going to read pretty much everything. Awesome. Same thing, let's do for the customer picture. So in the access rules, our administrator can read and write everything, and our user can read everything. I mean, the user cannot create, but the user can at least read values, records from those entities. Awesome. Control S so we can save everything. And now let's create a page for this record. And we can do this in a very fast way. Let's right click entity and let's go for this option here, generate overview pages. We just have to click OK here, and the application is going to automatically create an overview page and a new edit page for that entity. Awesome. Let's click close and let's rename this folder here to customer. And let's drag and drop this folder to the UI folder because we are organizing here things like everything that belongs to user interface in the UI folder, and everything that are microflows, nanoflows, whatever, we are going to put everything in the objects folder. Let's create a new folder here in objects. Let's name it customer. Customer. Awesome. And what we're gonna do, we need to do the same thing we did for the product. When you're going to create a new customer, we also have to create the customer picture. So in this case, we're not going to create a microflow, we're going to create a nanoflow. But what are nanoflows? Right click here, add nanoflow. This nanoflow is going to be called ACT customer. And as you can see, a nanoflow looks exactly like a microflow. However, microflows can run, for instance, Java code, and nanoflows can run JavaScript code. And by running JavaScript code, Mendix allows you to you can access properties, you can access features from the browser, which is great, right? You can use, for example, a npm dependency to run things, and whatever reason you need to run JavaScript in your browser, you can do that by using Nanoflows. But anyway, let's put here in activity. Double click. Let's create a new object. Going to be, of course, a new customer. And let's also create another record here. Is going to be a new object actually. Going to be a customer picture. Let's associate both of them. In this case, we're going to take this association here and put here new customer. Oh, was a typo there? Yeah, great. And then let's drag and drop. We can do this. We can drag and drop this page here. And then our application is going to be able to create or edit the customer. Awesome. Control S. Let's give access to the administrator, right? So the right panel, select here, admin. And let's also give access to the administrator for this pages. So visible for administrator and the overview page. I'm going to talk about this page in a minute. Let's give access to the administrator. Down a little bit, admin, okay. All right. So as you can see, this page has a different data container. This is Datagrid 2. It's the evolution of the Datagrid. It's different from the page, the products, like in the products we just use the Datagrid 1. Here we are using the Datagrid 2. And Datagrid 2 has a lot of new features, very cool features. For instance, here you can see that we already have name and email, and here another column with buttons, like to delete a record or to edit a record. However, let's add here the new column, and we're going to do a very interesting thing. Let's click new, and let's select the option custom content. Let's select any attribute here, and let's click let's remove the caption. Don't really need a caption. And here in the column capabilities, let's select no to everything, right? And let's click OK. Great. Here is the new column. Actually, I have to move this to the first column. So let's double click again, and let's select this column here and click move up. And then we have our new edit column here as the first column. On this space right here, let's right click, let's go to add widget, let's select data view. In this data view, we are going to take the picture of the customer, something that is not possible to do with Datagrid 1. Double click the data view, let's select context, let's select the custom picture, select, click OK. We don't really need to fill the contents. Click no. Let's go back to this data view. Let's click show footer no. And here inside, let's right click, add widget. Let's select image, which is a very nice image widget. This one. Double click. And as the image source, let's select as dynamic. Here we just take the customer picture. And there we go. Awesome. Let's see in the design mode how it looks like. Yeah, it's quite big. Let's reduce this a little bit. Let's click here pixels. And I think 100 pixels is quite enough. And here, let's go to styling and let's make this rounded. So the image is going to be a rounded picture. Nice. Control S, let's go back to structure mode, and this button right here, let's double click it, and instead of creating object and call for this page, let's change to call a Nanoflow, and we are going to select the Nanoflow that we just created. Let's click OK. Save, Control S. Last thing, not really the last thing, but regarding the pages is the last thing. Let's add here the image. Right click and widget. I mean, in the customer new edit page, you need to upload the image, right? Data view. Let's double click. Let's go to context. Let's select the custom picture right here. Select. Let's click OK. Let's click yes. Let's remove name, size, the customer. We can keep it like this. The image, let's make it also rounded, and let's centralize the image. And in the properties, let's put here like pixels. Let's see the design mode, how it looks like. All right, this is pretty nice. Let's put some spacing here. Let's go to styling. Here on this square, this rectangle, let's put M, the medium spacement, and there we go. Control S, and now is the last thing. Let's add this page to the navigation. Let's click here, new item, customer. Let's select icon, select here, actually type here user pair. This is actually the same icon from the account page. Let's take here, yeah, this one's pretty nice, user neutral group, and here on the on click, let's select the page we just created. Customer overview, awesome. Once we do this, we can then move this up here to be in alphabetical order, and we're done. What I'm going to do now, let's run this and see how our page works. Great, our page is running. I'm just logged as an administrator, and let's click here, new customer. And there we go, we can browse for a picture. I wanna take a very nice picture of my dog because my dog is basically my customer. Let's click here, her name is Brienne, and her email is brienne@gmail.com. Actually, this email doesn't exist. I don't know, maybe it can exist or not, I don't know, whatever. Let's save. And we have here this beautiful dog here as a customer, her name, and also her email. That's awesome, that's great. And that's how it works in a nutshell, the Datagrid tool. We have more content regarding Datagrid tool here in the channel. You can look. I will put here the playlist. If you don't understand Portuguese, you can activate the subtitles, the automatic subtitles. It automatically translates to English. And as we have our goal here, we can create new customers. We can add picture to those customers. Let's go back to Studio Pro because we can finish another story. Let's first version control commit, because we have to keep the record of the changes we did with all of those pages in Nanoflows. So let's put it here, customer page done. Let's select the story so we can keep track of the changes, commit and push, and finally we can move this to done. And there we go, we have another story ready for our application. Well, we still have a lot of work to do. The most complicated part is coming in the next videos, where we're going to start to create quotations and approvals and everything. It's going to be great. You're going to learn a lot, so stay tuned for the next videos. Well guys, this was today's video. I hope you like it. Please doubt, questions, remarks in the comments, and we'll see you again in the next video. Bye bye.